Hello, guys. This is Paul McMillan II. Welcome to another live New York session, and it is Friday, June 27th, 2025. And before we get started, we want to check the news here. And we had the core price index. So that's over with. That happened 30 minutes ago. So we're pretty much in the clear for the rest of the day. So that's good. So we're going to actually be trading Michael Gold futures as well. We're going to be implementing our price action concepts strategy. So let's go ahead and get going. So I'm going to turn on the full screen. So the biggest thing that we're going to be doing on the 1 hour time frame is figuring out what is the overall trend. So we see from this swing high all the way into this last move, a lot of bearish activity, a lot of previous swing lows being wiped out. Okay. Price trended upward a little bit more here and then broke the structure and went down here. Okay. So we can conclude that price is overall bearish. Okay. So we have some bearish activity. So that's all we're going to do on the 1 hour time frame. And the reason why I do this on the 1 hour time frame is because it helps me to figure out what type of moves that the previous sessions have done and what the Asian session either finished or finished. Okay. So now let's go to the 15-minute. Wait for this to load back up. Okay, now we're on the 15-minute. So now, price is still overall bearish as well. So we'll update the trend line. So now, the next thing we want to do is figure out what type of move did the Asian session create and what it didn't finish or what it did finish. So this is the Asian session orb indicator here. So we see that the Asian session order block forced price to do this huge bearish move. Okay. So now there's a lot of openness in this area. Now, let's see if the London session did anything. It's taking a while for this to load up. Okay, the Asian session did the same thing. See with the New York session, pretty much the same thing. So now we see that, let's analyze this. Let me turn on the Asian session here. So from this move here, we see that price caused this huge move here, and they came back and mitigated maybe half of this and did a small pullback, but then went down. They haven't gotten none of this openness at all here. So eventually they're going to have to come back up to this area. Okay. So it's our job to really figure out when price is going to do a major reversal, start going bullish and catch bullish moves on the way, because they're not going to get this the same day, but eventually they will. But in order for them to get all this openness and this liquidity up here, they have to reverse and go bullish. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and turn on our price concepts indicator. So we're going to actually zoom in. Okay. So we know that price is going to eventually do a reversal. Now, we see that at current price, there's a lot of openness here. And then there's a little bit of openness here. They have came back and mitigated half of this. But there's a lot of openness up here too. So eventually they're going to get all that. So then what we're doing is we're waiting for price to do a huge reversal so it can start coming up and wiping out this open area and retesting that. So there's three signs that we're waiting for to get an entry. So we're looking for liquidity raise. So we're looking for price to tap out the most recent swing, which I can see is here. So we're looking for price to tap into that area once or twice. So I see one swing here, one liquidity grab here, bounced in, came back, and then came, this is the second one. So we're looking for a third one. Now we had price strength signal here. So that gives us the incentive to buy once the liquidity rate is done. So once the liquidity rate is done, we're looking for price to buy up to this area. And then maybe retest and then go up to here and get more of this open. So, so in this situation here, we have liquidity in this area here at this line. So this is what price is probably going to tap into. Okay. So we see a big wick here. This is liquidity rate. I'm waiting for price to come down again. So there's obviously liquidity in this area. So that's what we're going to draw. We got a price strength signal here. So price might tap in a little bit harder down here before reversing up. So our goal is to get in on the bullish fair value gap. And we'll probably start looking to do that after 10:15. We're not going to enter in any time after that, but we're going to wait for the 9:15 candle to close and then see what price action does. And then we're going to wait until 9:29 and start watching price action, watching the liquidity sweep, and wait for that to be done. And then at 10:15, start looking for entries. So we have about a little bit over 7 minutes before the 9:15 candle closes. So I will pause this recording and all right, so the 9:15 candle is closed. So far we have had one liquidity grab here. So that way it wiped out the previous structure here. We had a second one. This is probably the second one that's hitting here. So we're looking for a third one. We'll get a third one. And notice we got the price strength signal. So we get a third one and get it to wick out. Then price will probably be ready to go up and we'll wait for 10:15 on that. So let's see. Yeah, so this is the last quarterly low here. Yeah, this is the last one low. 1, 2, so we're looking for one more. So our key is to really pay attention. So what we'll do is once the 9:29 opens up, then we're going to focus on looking out for that third liquidity sweep. That's what we're going to do. So we have about 11 minutes. No, yeah, 11 minutes before 9:29 closes. So, all right, so the 9:29 candle has closed. So when we look at price here, I mean, we will look at price action so far. This was the last swing low. So price wiped it out with this wick here. Okay. First one. Then we see a second one. Okay. First one pull back, second one pull back. Now we're looking for a final sweep. So we're looking for price to come back and come back down and then do the final sweep and go up. So we're going to wait until 10:15 and then we're going to make our entry to the upside. We have a price strength signal here. So this is going to be our cue to get in for a buy. We just need to wait for that final sweep. So 9:30 candle is about to hit. So we're going to sit on our hands and wait. So looking for a price to actually come up to this area and then come back down again. That's what I want to see. We're going to wait for that. So So I see price wigging out of this fair value gap here. So they might be ready to do a final liquidity sweep down to here and then go up. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause the recording, wait for the 9:45 candle to close, and see what the next candle does. The 9:45 candle has closed. Let's see. So we might have had three liquidity sweeps already. So see, 1, 2, 3. So if this second candle starts gaining momentum, might jump in. I think this was a good quality entry because price pushed up. But let's see if this candle holds and goes up or if it comes back down. If it comes back down, then they might be trying to get a third liquidity sweep here. So we're still going to wait for the 10:15. We're not going to enter yet. I want to be sure. So I'll pause this recording, and then as time goes on, price moves, we'll figure out what's going on. But I think this is probably at least two liquidity sweeps, one here and then one down, two here. So let's wait and see. I'll be right back. So it's a possibility that this was the last liquidity sweep. So I went ahead and took it. We'll see how much farther price goes. Even if you make $100, that's fine. This looked like this was the actual reversal here. It looks like it. I was going to wait until 10:15, but I said, might as well just give it a shot because I could be wrong, but I think this was the final sweep. I saw a sweep here, and then it went down further, grabbed something here, and then went down to here. So that might be it. Because really in reality, if price was trying to sweep some more liquidity, they probably would have came up to here and then went down to here and then went up, but it actually broke above and hit. So that's probably the example of three liquidity sweeps, but it's okay. Um, See, might have gotten into this trade a little too late, but this might have been the move from the bottom there. But we'll see. We'll wait for the next candle. So I'm going to wait until the next candle closes and we'll see what we get. So a mentor just texted me. He said he sees at least two liquidity sweeps so far. Sometimes price does two or three, just depends on the situation. So I think I see at least one here and then one here, but this may be the true move. If not, then we need to wait for the third one. Um, so we'll wait for a minute or so for this candle to close. I'll be right back. 3, 2, 1. So we got price strength up here. This probably was the true move here. Because liquidity sweep could do at least two, maybe three. So there was two here. This one, this one, and then that one wiped out this one. Ultimately wiping all this out. So I might be pulling back down. Even share and then going up. Let me pause this recording. I'm gonna use the restroom and I'll be right back. Looks like uh, so we'll say, okay. So I really think that if Price wanted to do another liquidity sweep, it wouldn't have got this far. Just like Price did a sweep, went up and then went further down. So this was probably the true move for today. So at least we got an idea. Um, Sometimes, from what I'm learning, Price does two liquidity sweeps, sometimes three. So that's why you have to really watch price action and determine when the banks are done. I think with this move, the banks are pretty much done getting everything down here because that's what really made Price do this big move so far. So yeah. Yeah, this was the true move. Liquidity sweep, wiping out this low, then this sweep, wiping out this one. And then it went to the upside. Oh, he entered in on the 1 hour. Okay. So the fact that he said he entered let us know that it did. The true move. Um, Correct. But this is good because letting us know that this was a true move, especially since he's entering on a 1 hour time frame and that's starting to buy up. So so the institutions did two liquidity moves before going up or starting to go up. So noted. I think I see it on the chart. This is starting to get good. All right, so I'm gonna pause this recording and wait for the 10-15 candle to close, and we'll see what we get. We have less than 5 minutes. All right, so the next candle did close. It pulled back a little bit. So this was a true move. So this is why we didn't draw down, but it's okay. Hold on. When it was gonna come down to this week here, wipe that out and go up. Here's the 10-15 candle. So I'm gonna pause this recording and wait for the next candle. I'll be right back. Like price was pulling back into this area here. Looks like we're in profit, but we'll wait for the next candle and see what the next candle does. So it's going to close in less than 3 minutes. So I'll resume this recording once it closes. I'll be right back. All right, so we have a little bit, we have about 30 seconds left before the 10:30 candle closes. So if we hit about $150 in profit, I'm gonna just close it. because we had our true move here. It's clear that the institutions are done doing their liquidity sweep. So let's see what this candle will give us. All right, the 1030 candle closed. Almost 150 here. 155, 175, 85, 95. We're almost $200 in profit. So let's see. All right, so we're about $200 in profit. So once we get a little bit of above $200, then I'll close this trade, because then I think we did real good on this one as far as identify the liquidity sweeps patiently. That way I can go out and do a raise and make some extra money for the bill that popped up today. But let's hold this and wait for a $200 profit. See if we can do that. See if we look at this. Unrealized profit. All right. $220. That's good. Moves up at 220. See if it goes up. Spiking up, but Might be pulling back, testing this area again, and then going up. Market's acting a little crazy today. Let me pause this recording and wait for the next candle. All right, so we got less than a minute before the next candle closes. We'll see if it reverses back up. But I still give us an A+ for effort because we were at $200 of profit at one point, just didn't close it. So that was on me. But we did a good job basically waiting for the liquidity sweep before price pretty much went up to this point. So still give ourselves A+ for effort on that, instead of jumping in too early. So we'll see if price reverses back up, give us a profit, and we'll jump out. If not, we could take the loss because we still did a good job of identifying the liquidity sweep and waiting. And that's really the goal, is to identify that. So 3, 2, 1. This one might be closing above this candle here. Oh, I think it's closing below. It might be ready. You never know. Price might be ready to wipe out this low here. And if so, we'll take the loss and just move on. Because this was a true move before price decided to go down to here. So we did a good idea. I mean, a good job of identifying the liquidity sweep here, either way. So we still get A+ for effort, either way. It's gonna close below. They're probably ready to sell it or wipe out that low and get liquidity and go back up. But you see if I can zoom in a little bit more. So yeah, we might hit our stop loss. I'll wait till the next candle and see what happens. The possibility that this is a liquidity grab. Price wicked out this area and getting half of this area from this big move. It's a possibility. Only time will tell. So we have about 9 minutes to the next candle closes. I'll resume this recording when the next candle closes. All right, so we got less than 30 seconds. Looks like price is pushing up. If we hit over $100 of profit, I'm gonna close it. Because mainly our goal today was to really identify at least 2 or 3 liquidity sweeps before entering the trade, and we did a good job being disciplined on that. So we only make $100 today. That's A plus because of our discipline. So now the level clock candle closed. And this candle closed above. So we'll see what we get. So this was a liquidity sweep here. Wiped out this. And now it looks like they're probably going to go further up. So that's what I'm thinking, but we'll see. That's $100 in profit, so that's good. Didn't take long. Well, almost there. Right. Price is trying to push up. Well, that's price is just getting choppy now. Yeah, price might be getting choppy, or maybe we come back down to this area. So we might be in a choppy market now. Um, maybe, or it might just be a pullback. We'll hold it for a little bit longer and see what we can get. But either way, we get ourselves a plus for effort today. Either way. This might be slowing down. Ready to sell down. Still give ourselves a plus for effort though. It is Friday, so price might start getting choppy early as well. Price is playing around. Hopefully we can get some profit and then I'll probably just close out. So once we get in the profit, I'll resume this recording and close out. So we got a minute till the next candle closes. It's probably going to be a lot of consolidation. So if we get into a decent profit or break even, we'll just close it just for a second, a matter of time. Price ends up going the other way, then we'll just close it and take the loss. Because we did a good idea identifying the liquidity sweep, and that's what I really wanted to learn, continue to learn, because that's typically how we want to get the best moves, by identifying liquidity rates before getting in on each session. So 3, 2, 1. Looks like this candle is closing above. Yeah, it closed above. So yeah, this candle closed above. Yeah, I think that candle closed above. Looks like it's closing below it. I think it's closing above. It might be ready to sell down. I'm gonna see it's going back and forth. I think it's getting into consolidation. Because it is Friday, it's the end of the week. Price might be slowing down at this point. But the candle closed above. Yeah, it closed above this doji. So pause this recording, then we get into a little bit of profit. I'm gonna close it. So it looks like this candle is really closing below here. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. Well, might be pushing up now. Actually, it's closing above. I'm tripping. That's what I think. So, but price is consolidating. We break easy, we're just gonna close the trade and just get out. The price is playing around. The volume of the market has officially exited out. This was the last institutional move for the day. And it's Friday, so it makes sense. That's why they're not putting a lot of money in. It's 11:29. I'll wait for the next candle, see what it's going to do. But if we don't do anything the next candle, we're just going to cut the trade no matter what. The most we'll get is $100 loss. That's nothing. Three, two, one. It's probably ready to sell. So this was $165 loss. So that's fine. Um, go for three. But we still give ourselves A for effort today. Looks like price is chopping up. So we'll just go ahead and call it a day. That's what it's looking like. It's not enough volume in the market. Yeah, there's not enough volume in the market. It's not really moving. Looks like we're getting a little something, something. So for the sake of time, we'll close into some profit. Price is choppy. 73336. All right, so I decided to close at $21 profit. So I'm happy with this trade, with this session today, because our goal was to really identify liquidity sweeps before even jumping into a trade. And when we look at this big move here, it started after two liquidity sweeps. This liquidity sweep and this one here. Price went down, wiped out this low, and then price went down further to wipe out this low. That's at least two. And then price went up. Okay. Now, at one point, we got into this trade and made $200, should have closed it, but that's okay, because our goal was to identify the liquidity sweeps. So if we had got into this trade and entered out at this body here, let's calculate that. That is 20 points. And with 5 micros, 20 times 50, that would have been $1,000 profit. So we can see how rewarding it is once we wait for the liquidity sweeps and stay disciplined, because then we could have made anywhere between $800 to $1,000 had we got into here after identifying that liquidity was done. But we had to see it first, so that's good. So we need to study this and continue to move this way, so that way more likely when price let us know that it's really ready to go, like at this point when we saw this master candle, then that was our cue to get in. Because even if we had waited for price to really push up when we saw that it was going, and then we decided to test it here, if we had jumped out of here, so from here to here, that is, let me calculate it, 286 subtract 272, that's 14 points. You times that by 5 micros, that's a $700 profit. You still would have been good. Okay, so there's always keep that in mind. So we still give ourselves A plus for effort, just for the simple fact because we waited for liquidities, we waited for a full liquidity sweep before even acting, and that's what's important. Looks like price is pushing up. Let me just do something real quick. Just want to see something. See, we got 43 minutes. I'm about to get out of here. Snap, I messed up. So I guess I'm have to trade out. So I made $6 in additional. So that's good. We did good today. So we're going to put this in the books and continue to study this. So that way we'll know how to really spot liquidity grabs and get in at the right time. So enjoy you guys this weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.